From the Darien Ice Rink, it is girls high school hockey on the HAN Network. Good evening, everyone, with Chris Kalin, Frank Granito, and our entire crew. I'm Rob Adams, and tonight, the Ridgefield Tigers take on the New Canaan Rams. We're almost ready to drop the puck here from the DIR, but as we look at the records, the Tigers come in with a record of 6-5-1, 6-3 in the FCIAC, while the Rams are 11-2, 8-2. And I think that's kind of the story coming into it, Cato. Certainly, the Rams are definitively the number 2 team in the FCIAC, probably in the state. The Tigers seem to think that they belong in the conversation as well, and that can go a long way with doing some good things here tonight.
Well, why not, Rob? Look at the Ridgefield Tigers record. They're right up there with the best teams in the state. They have it here. I mean, everybody, going based on what they've seen, says New Canaan is the better team. But honestly, they've got to get on the ice and prove it. And New Canaan coming off a tough 3-1 loss to Danbury last Friday. You know what? They've got to kind of get themselves back on track. They struggled with the puck. They struggled with the puck in the offensive zone. Really had a hard time getting any kind of sustained pressure, any kind of sustained forecheck. Now they've got to come out and do it here against another tough Ridgefield Tiger team.
Sarah Street stands right down below us, and we will see if the Rams can come back from that 3-1 loss to Darien last Friday. Of course, a game you saw right here in the HAN Network. We'll get Frank Granito involved in a moment. Literally seconds ago, there were no starting lineups on the official sheets, so we are off and running from the Darien Ice Rink. Played by Amelia Carroll out of her own end for the Rams, brought down into the zone. Here's Brooke Dean to put it on net. It'll go behind the net in the Ridgefield zone. Ridgefield in the black, white, and orange. Nice look for them with that big R on the center of the jersey. And for the New Canaan Rams, of course, their white sweater with the black outlined in red. And we are underway. 45 seconds gone by. The Rams will go for a change, that interlocking N and C on the front of the sweater. No score, just underway. Frank, let's bring you in as well. Set the scene down there.
Rob, Cato, how you guys doing? So like we talked about, this is the matchup of the 2 and 3 seed in the FCIAC. The New Canaan coming in off that loss to number 1 Darien. The second game they've lost to Darien this year. So this is a big game for them if they want to hold that 2 seed throughout the FCIAC playoffs. But right now, this could be a preview of a conference semifinal game.
Michaela Gleason, the junior, in net for the Tigers, coached by Lauren Lebrano. For the Rams, Rich Bulin, their head coach. Off to the right side it goes, and out of the zone in the Ridgefield end. It'll come just shy of the New Canaan line. By the way, I watched the NHL All-Star game. What did you think of the format?
I really didn't get a chance to see the game, but I heard the format was well received, the 3-on-3.
It was fun to watch. Frank, did you watch any?
I did. I saw the first 2 games. I thought it was a great format. Awesome to see John Scott have such success with it yesterday. Really a big weekend for the NHL. It was a great success.
Yeah, it really was a great success considering the John Scott thing. They almost botched it completely on John Scott, but they got it right in the end, so good for the NHL. Back here, 2 minutes gone by, no score, first period, Ridgefield and New Canaan. I mentioned Sarah Street in net, the sophomore down below us. Gianna Bruno brings it across the line, tries to center for Catherine Granito, and it's turned back the other way. Granito then rifles around and throws it from the top of the right circle. Now she puts it on net, and Gleason, who's a good one in net, makes the glove save.
And Ridgefield almost botched that, giving New Canaan a scoring opportunity. They tried to clear the puck, but instead of clearing it, they attempted to lift it out of the zone, and a Ridgefield player spotting it, knocks the puck down and gives it back to New Canaan.
Catherine Granito for the draw for the Rams, off to the left side of Gleason. Just about 12 and a half to go in the first period, and no score. Played right back near the line with Elizabeth McCarthy of New Canaan to work it ahead to Brooke Dean. Dean across the line. Now they'll play it back in the neutral zone. Chipped there right near Frank. And a whistle stops us. In fact, we could hear that puck colliding right near Frank's microphone. No score, 12:21 to go in the first.
And for New Canaan, they're doing it very early. They're trying to establish their forecheck. They've done a very good job so far. And, just trying to get the pressure. Now we're going to move we're moving it to center ice.
Moving it back to center ice, yeah. Bella Marciano on for the draw. On that Marciano line, that includes Christina and Bella. And there are 3 Marcianos all together on that line. I believe Katie is the third one. That is indeed the case. There is a fourth, by the way. Teresa Marciano. She is a freshman. In the neutral zone, played by Rebecca Taylor, the sophomore for the Tigers. They'll bring it down and behind the net of Sarah Street, working along with Amelia Carroll. Now in that left circle. Of course, for our perspective, it is the top to bottom view, so you got to make the adjustments. Deflected through the slot and off to the right circle now, and Marciano, Christina that is, back out to center. Turned right back around by McCarthy. She'll go cross ice, looking like Carroll there. That is the case, and back out of the zone. Down into the Ridgefield end with 3 and change gone by in the first period and no score. Across the line is Carroll. Carroll, top of the left circle, goes to wrist it on net. The glove save made by Gleason, and off to the neutral zone once again. Cross ice, fed from Jess Eccleston across the line with Catherine Granito, the senior. Right back to the left point, Carroll there. Now coming back into the neutral zone, Eccleston plays it across the line, but the Rams have to go touch up. 4 minutes gone, first period, no score. Now a bad turnover, but out in front and the save made by Gleason.
Great hustle from Gianna Bruna there. She had to tag up onside, fell down, was able to make that play, and a little miscommunication in front. The Rams had a 2-on-0 in front of the net. Catherine Granito, the outstretched stick there, couldn't get as good a shot as Brooke Dean might have had on that play.
Off the face-off to the left side of Michaela Gleason. Back out to neutral zone ice, played by Eccleston. Now turned over and taken back with McCarthy in the Ram zone. Off to the left side boards, grabbed there by the Tigers. They'll bounce it off the boards with Erin Schneider. Along to the right wing now. Off those right boards and back out the center it goes. 10.5 to go in the first period. Across it goes for McCarthy and out into the neutral zone. Played right near Frank, right in front of the New Canaan bench, in fact. McCarthy there, but it'll be the Tigers to bring it back. Deflected away. Taylor now turned back, and the Tigers will send it down. They touch up, they bring it back behind the net. Over comes McCarthy in the left corner. Now taken away from her. Chipped along the boards, just lifted there to the bottom of the left circle, and the Tigers grab it. Oh, it was right there in the slot for Megan McGowan, the senior. She couldn't get anything on it, and Brooke Dean was also waiting there. Now a Tiger grabs it. It's Taylor. Pushed aside by Street, off into the circle, and here's Granito starting back. Catherine Granito with a nice feed ahead to Gianna Bruno. Bruno almost all alone, puts it on net and scores.
Excellent rush for Gianna Bruno. She gets the puck, she uses the speed to get out ahead and just takes it. Just takes it right into Michaela Gleason, just puts it right through.
So Bruno, the first goal of the night. Frank will get us the assist, and it's 1-0.
It's going to be Bruno from Granito, but the play started back. We had the opportunity in front for the Tigers. The forward, Brooke Dean, came back, tied up the winger in front, allowed the Rams to start the breakout. Good job by Granito finding Bruno in space, and she buried it in the 5-hole.
9:27 to go in the first period. 1-0. Tigers on top. Here's Carroll back behind her own net. She spins around away from 2 forwards for the Tigers. She'll bring it out of her own zone. Just pushes it ahead, but it goes through the wickets down the right side, and this will be an icing. 9:11 to go, first period, 1-0.
Yeah, and getting back to what Frank was talking about with Brooke Dean in front, she was able to get position to where you couldn't get, where the Ridgefield Tiger couldn't get her stick extended to put it in, and barely got anything on that puck at all.
A battle of 17s for the draw. Maddie Burns and Bella Marciano comes down into the left corner in a 1-0 game. 9 minutes to go in the opening stanza on a Monday night. Game 1 of 2 here tonight for us. Off the side of the net it goes. Turned back around by Eccleston. She plays it back out into the neutral zone. Now it'll be taken by the Rams and Carroll. Carroll out to center ice, bouncing it left side, and it will be an icing once again. 8:39 to go in the first. 1-0 New Canaan.
And speaking of the next game, we just saw the Fairfield Co-op team get into the building as we've got the leaders of the West and East Division squaring off tonight.
To me, still a very interesting game with that Fairfield Co-op and Darien game coming up. Put on net and pushed aside by the stick of Sarah Street. 8.5 to go in the first, a 1-0 game. Left corner it goes. In the New Canaan end, comes into the high slot, chipped back, goes into the left circle now. Snagged by Rebecca Taylor. Taylor at the hash marks, gets tangled up there tries to create something out of it in that left circle. Along comes Eccleston. In the left corner, they scrum for it, as you can see through the netting. Such is the view here at the DIR. Coming down, it'll come behind the net, and Eccleston will skate away with it. She puts on the brakes, goes back behind the cage, and sends it to the far side for Gianna Bruno. Into the slot it goes again in the New Canaan zone, taken by McCarthy. McCarthy back out the center. Bounced off the boards to Brooke Dean, and Dean got it down the left side. Into the circle, puts it on net, chipped aside by Gleason off into the right corner. Small crowd on hand tonight, but a few folks applauding for the work of Gleason. Now on net, and they score. .7:37 to go in the first period. It's a 2-0 game.
It's Granito unassisted. She did a good job playing late from the high spot, came down, pinched on the boards, cut the outlet off from the Ridgefield defenseman, walked in alone to the front of the net, and finished on the backhand there, Rob.
Yeah, from this distance, I couldn't tell whether it was Granito or Gianna Bruno.
Well, one thing the Rams have done much better tonight already is they've spent time in the offensive zone. They really struggled against Darien, getting the puck out at their own blue line, and allowed the Blue Wave to stay on the forecheck most of the first half of that game.
Carroll bounces it off the boards at the right point, gets across the line, feeds it. It was there initially for Christina Marciano. It'll go toward the left corner and tangled up over there as they dig it out of that corner. 7 minutes to go in the first period, a 2-0 New Canaan lead. Down the right side, back comes Amelia Carroll, now stolen away. Put on net, Street makes the save. Sliding along was Megan Hyatt. And the Tigers come away empty-handed. Out comes Carroll. Carroll across the Ridgefield line, dancing around, had it taken away from her. With 6.5 to go in the first. Right circle now, cross ice for the one-timer from Granito. A blast, and it's 3-0.
Unbelievable play for New Canaan. Granito gets to the center of the ice, right up near the high slot, sends the puck straight across, and she just puts it home. And unfortunately, Gleason had no idea where the puck was. It looked like she had lost it in traffic based on her reaction.
And that play started at the other end with Mia Carroll, who was originally in front of the net making defensive play, picks up the puck, leads the offensive rush. She ends up getting the assist at the other end, finding co-captain Granito in the slot for her second.
3-0. New Canaan looking very much like a machine right now, coming off that loss on Friday. And they played well. Somebody said to me after Friday's game, traditionally when the Rams would get down to the Blue Wave, they'd almost fold up their tent. Down 2-0, it would have been easy to say, okay, not our night. The Rams kept coming along, got it to 2-1. They just could not get the opportunities against Emily Giannunzio. They had the opportunities, they just couldn't get it home, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But nonetheless, the 3-1 loss ultimately for the Rams to the Blue Wave. But they're coming along nicely as a team as it's taken out of the left corner in the Tiger zone. Now into the left circle it goes, sent wide. Down goes Granito to grab it beyond the end line. She's tangled up with Rebecca Taylor. 3-0 game, 5.5 to go in the first. Along the left side boards, kept alive over there, trying to center it out in front. Waiting for it is Brooke Dean. Now it's in the slot, turned back, kept in though by the Rams, McCarthy sends it down and behind the net. 5:10 to go, first period, a 3-0 New Canaan lead. Into the high slot, through traffic it goes. That rattles around and goes into the right circle, and the Tigers look to finally clear. They are able to get it out. Nope, not quite out of the zone as it bounced off a body. Now down all alone, backhanded. No, kept alive behind the net. Good save by Gleason, who's basically under assault right now. I can't wait to hear the numbers from Cato. Bottom of the left circle, back out it goes from McCarthy. McCarthy in the high slot, and they're able to clear it. The Rams will go and recollect it with 4:40 to go in the first period of a 3-0 game. Taken back by the Tigers, but the Rams able to do their work. Now the Tigers grab it and send it down the right wing boards. That's an icing, in some ways a merciful icing for the Tigers. 3-0 the score, 4:28 to go in the first.
Yeah, but that icing was more out of desperation. It really was an unnecessary icing. If you really wanted to dump the puck down deep, I couldn't tell who it was. It looked like it might have been Megan Hyatt. All she had to do was skate another 4 feet. She was across the red line and could have fed it in.
Off the face-off. It'll come out into the neutral zone. 4:20 to go in the first period. Down the right wing, into the Ram zone, looking to center. It'll go behind the net. Looking for the wraparound. Now nobody home as it comes into the high slot and just thrown down off the glass into the left corner. Out of that left corner, it'll be the Rams to come away with it with Amelia Carroll. Sends it to the right wing boards, beg your pardon, and out of the zone. For our perspective, there really is no far side or near side. Turned back by Carroll. Carroll in the circle. Carroll back out to center.
Actually, the far side is that net.
Yeah.
The near side is this one.
Offside, the whistle here. 3:46 to go first period. 3-0 New Canaan.
Honestly, what we should do is go set up where Frank is, and then we'll get an honest perspective.
You want to trade?
Off the face-off with Granito on for the draw for the Rams. Sent down the left wing. It'll go behind the net of Michaela Gleason. 3-0 the score, coming up on 3 threes remaining in the first period. Into the right corner it goes. They look to center, but Carroll stands right there just beyond the blue line, so they have to go back for the touch-up. They do so, and down into the circle it comes. Now Carroll once again in the neutral zone, sends it down the left side. It'll just kind of bounce behind Gleason, turns right back, bouncing off a Ram, and out of bounds it goes. Out of the ice, out of the rink, with Granito, the one getting hit there. 3:12 to go first period.
And for Ridgefield, they're definitely doing a better job tonight with their forecheck. They're moving well. They're moving well in the offensive zone. They've really got Ridgefield off balance. And if they can keep this up, they could get this game over in a hurry.
Off the face-off, comes back out and bounces away from a Ram. So they'll come back and grab it. Looking to center was Rebecca Taylor, but nobody home. In fact, it was a Ram to clear the zone. Catherine Granito gets across the Ridgefield line. Kind of puts on the brakes near the top of the left circle. Now dances away, goes top shelf, and scores.
And this play, Rob, starts right here in front of us. It starts with Taylor trying to get a centering pass. There's nobody around. And pretty much Eccleston grabs it, takes it down, and it looks like she just, I could be wrong on the number. I just saw her take off. But she does a great job getting down and skating through the defense of Ridgefield to get an open spot for that shot.
So in theory, Frank, Granito from Eccleston?
That is correct. It's Granito from Eccleston. She picks up the natural hat trick.
There you have it. I didn't bring any hats with me. 2.5 to go in the first. 4-0 now. 3 for Granito in the first period, and the Tigers just look out of sorts. Back into the neutral zone. They're able to get it into the New Canaan zone, but they're not getting chances out in front. And so far, I would imagine Sarah Street has not had to do a whole lot, Cato.
No, very quiet night so far for Sarah Street.
Off along the left wing boards, Aaron Schneider, the junior defenseman, now puts it on net. The save made off the pads of Street. Now into the right corner, beg your pardon, left corner, my right perspective. 1:55 to go in the first period. Maddie Burns on for the Tigers. Out of that corner, and back come the Rams, able to chip it back out to center. Tangled up with Megan McGowan, but they get it across the line. Down goes Christina Marciano into the right corner, goes back, sets it up for the one-timer out of the circle, and it's bounced back to neutral zone ice. So it'll be collected by Carroll. Carroll whistles it back to center, bounced away from Christina Marciano. She fans on the initial try, so a Tiger able to send it back down. That looked like Lisa Pettit, the freshman for the Tigers. Down to 1:10 to go in the first period. Off to the left side boards. Here's Marciano again. That is Christina, just to be clear. And out to neutral zone ice with 1 minute to go in the first period of a 4-0 New Canaan lead. Out at center, Sarah Murphy turns it back around there. Now McCarthy, and back comes Carroll to play it in the right corner. In the New Canaan zone with under 1 to go in the first. Put on net, the one-timer by Taylor out of the circle, and the save made by Street. 40 seconds to go in the first period. Out to center, but not quite able to clear it, so it's the Rams coming away with it. Carroll skates out of her own zone. She'll get across the line. She's got Sarah Murphy to her left. Chipped away by the Tigers. They'll play it back out to center. Grabbed there and turned right back around. They scrum for it there along those boards right in front of Frank with 19 to go in the first period. Back into the Tiger zone it goes. They'll collect it there, but it'll be a Ram to come away with it and score! Out of the circle with 10 to go in the first. 5-0.
It looks like, I believe, it's hard to tell who it was that scored. Corner indication, it's Kate McMahon with that 5th goal for New Canaan.
Down to 5 to go in the period. This will just bounce down on net. Street's going to cover it with 1.2. Frank, you've got McMahon down there?
It will be McMahon unassisted off the turnover.
All right. 1.2 to go in the first, and just a ceremonial puck drop, and that's that. 1 period in the books, 5 on the board for New Canaan. They take a 5-0 lead on Ridgefield. They will not bring out the Zamboni between periods, but we will nonetheless take a break after 1. New Canaan 5, Ridgefield 0. Second period right after this. You're watching the FCIAC on the HAN Network.
For more than 50 years, Triple S has been Fairfield County's expert service for carpet, upholstery, and drapery cleaning. We provide the best in repairs and in-depth restoration, understanding fabrics and how to properly clean and restore them. Our staff will come to your home to clean your wall-to-wall carpet to perfection. We can also pick up your fine carpets and bring them to our facilities. With locations in Norwalk, Stamford, and Stratford, Triple S will get the job done fast, big or small. At Triple S, you can count on our people as well as our cleaning. Find us at triplesclean.com or 203-847-8000.
Denali is your outdoor retail destination in the Westfield Trumbull Mall. For the last 21 years, we have carefully selected clothing, footwear, and gear from a variety of the best outdoor brands, such as the North Face, Patagonia, Vineyard Vines, UGG, Merrell, GoPro, New Balance, and many more. Our stores have a friendly, knowledgeable staff to help you with all of your running, hiking, and cold weather needs, and in discovering all things outdoorsy and awesome. Visit us in the Westfield Trumbull Mall or online at denalioutdoor.com.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark Building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
You are watching the HAN Network, and you're not alone. Nearly 500,000 viewers enjoyed our broadcasts in the first 5 months. Advertise on the network that reaches Fairfield County, Connecticut's most engaged audience. Contact Jessica Murrin, Advertising Director, at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network.
Back at the Darien Ice Rink for period number 2, Rob Adams, Chris Kalin, Frank Granito ice side. And a frustrated Michaela Gleason comes down to her net, slams the stick to each side just to make sure she's positioned, and we're underway in period number 2. A solid 5-0 start for the Rams as it comes back into the Tiger zone. I mentioned Gleason was largely under assault in the first period. I didn't get a chance to let Cato give you the shots. If and when he's ready, we know that can be a dicey proposition.
Oh, thanks. 10 shots for New Canaan in that first period, and 5 for Ridgefield.
That tells you the story right there. 36 seconds gone by. Period number 2, a 5-0 lead. I'm kidding with Cato because the other night I asked Cato if he had shots, and all he basically said was, yeah. Well, can I have the numbers?
Well, you didn't ask me that.
It's a classic Cato-Rob moment. Across the line go the Tigers. Rebecca Taylor down into the left circle, but taken away from her by the opposite 12, Amelia Carroll. Plays it back to center and across the line. They'll take it into the left circle. Coming down on net, Granito looking for 4, and the save made by Gleason.
All right, now Granito's just getting greedy.
Taken back out of the zone. Here's Taylor across the line. Now Granito. Granito in the neutral zone for New Canaan, gets it ahead, plays it to Brooke Dean. Dean, top of the right circle, poked away by Jenny Geider. Down into the corner, now behind the net. Dean plays it into the left corner, into the left circle, pushed away from Bella Marciano, and out of the zone it goes. Neutral zone ice, 1:40 gone by, 5-0. Second period, New Canaan on top. It'll come down into the New Canaan end again, spun back around. The Tigers able to pinwheel off that with Ellie Garlick, and to the sideboards it goes right in front of the Ridgefield bench. Cross ice it comes. Out of the New Canaan zone, just pushed ahead. Leaning on it was Eccleston. Down the right side in the Ridgefield zone. Schneider plays it back into the left wing boards. A Ram is waiting there. Bella Marciano being one of them, Mia Carroll the other. Behind the net and out of the zone. Megan Hyatt gets across. Throws it on net. Puck loose, looking for the rebound off the save by Street. Goes behind the net. 12:25 to go second period, a 5-0 lead. Here come the Rams looking for more, and the save made off the blocker of Gleason. Back behind the net, Mia Carroll as well as Christina Marciano. Goes behind that net, off into the right corner, taken away by Schneider. Schneider back out to center, but a Ram waiting there. It's Elizabeth McCarthy, the sophomore. 3 minutes gone, second period in a 5-0 game. Again, through the neutral zone, across the line come the Rams. In the left circle, put on net, pushed aside by Gleason, off of Bella Marciano. In the high slot, taken back by Christina Marciano, looks to her right, now off to the right point it goes, and just thrown down and behind the net. Just kind of rides the boards, off to the left side. The one-time blast coming along from there from Christina Marciano, now in the left circle, pushed along once again to the hash marks. That's Lindsay Duane, the junior, into the corner. 11:22 to go, second period, a 5-0 New Canaan lead. Ridgefield trying to get it back out of the zone with Rebecca Taylor, but there are a bunch of Rams just waiting around to do that honor. Down it goes into the corner, back behind the net. Erin Schneider for the Tigers, kept in left point. Sarah Gillison, the sophomore, once again back just across the line, and it'll be a Ram to take it there. Katie Cutler, the freshman. Bridge Buellin showing some of the depth of this New Canaan team as they look to center. Already a hat trick on the night for Catherine Granito. Bouncing along through the left circle it goes. It'll come behind the net once again. Played into the right circle and out of the zone. But a Ram waits there. That's Eccleston, the freshman, to throw it right back behind the net. 10:30 to go, second period. Trying to grab a head of steam was Taylor, but too many Rams there to take it away, and they will be offside. 10:24 to go, second period. 5-0 New Canaan.
And that was just a case of Eccleston getting a little ahead of herself, not realizing that not everybody was that quick to get out of the offensive zone. She just comes back in with a head of steam.
Face off to the dot, closer to the crowd, outside of the Tiger zone. 10:24 to go, second period. It's a 5-0 game. Ellie Garlick, one of the captains for Lauren Lebrano, was on for the draw. And they'll bring it right down, will the Rams, into the Tiger zone again. A 5-0 game. Into the right corner goes Bruno. Looking to center, she did. Waiting there was Brooke Dean. And the Rams keeping the pressure on, now back out to the neutral zone. Playing it ahead, almost alone. In fact, all alone is Hyatt. Hyatt, and pushed aside by Street. Into the circle it went. That was the Tigers' best chance of the night. Cross ice it comes, bounces off the boards. Well played for Dean in the left circle. Dean goes to center and pushes it along to the hash marks. Taken over there by Bruno. Kept in for a moment, but Hyatt pushes it out. This looking like an icing, and the folks in the striped shirts agree. 9:37 to go, second period, 5-0.
Well, a frustrating moment there for the Ridgefield Tigers. First opportunity you really have to get on the scoreboard, and you miss the net. That shot's got to go on goal there, especially after the long period of time they've spent stuck in their defensive zone here. They've got to do a better job of getting the puck out at the blue lines and making sure they control the front of the net.
High slot it goes, deflected off toward the left corner with Brooke Dean, now centered again, but it'll be taken away. Megan McGowan there for the Tigers with 9:20 to go in the second period and a 5-0 game. Off to the corner with Pettit, the freshman, to the hash marks, now taken On comes Granito. Granito looks for more. Granito's got more! Tap a fourth on for Catherine Granito. It's 6-0.
And for the most part in this second period, it's been all New Canaan. Mostly, there's a couple of shots they had in there, but they've managed to establish and sustain their forecheck, just not letting Ridgefield get any kind of pressure out of their defensive zone.
It'll be Granito unassisted, and that's been the story of the game so far. About three of the 6 Rams goals have come unassisted off of Ridgefield turnovers. 2 of those have been in their own end.
And Granito with 5 points on the night. We had her for the first assist as well as the 4 goals. 8:50 to go, second period, 6-0. Along to the boards right in front of the Tiger bench. Just bounces down, and Street will cover.
And getting to what Frank said, a lot of those turnovers are coming not because, New Canaan's doing anything, outstanding. It's just Ridgefield gets so desperate to clear the puck that they're making the mistakes and almost handing it off to New Canaan.
From the face-off, goes down behind the net in the Ram zone. 6-0 New Canaan, 8:34 to go in the second period. And we get a whistle, and our first penalty of the night is going to be tripping.
It's going to be tripping, and looks like Frank may have some company.
It will actually be Dave Stewart with the company. It's going to be Ellie Garlick of the Tigers. She will go for 2 minutes for tripping.
Oh, okay.
The great Dave Stewart.
Don't go that far.
There could be worse people to have company.
We
worse
love Dave.
Worse people you could spend in the penalty box with.
We actually do love Dave.
I mean, unless you're Catherine Granito, then you got to spend the 2 minutes with your brother.
She was shunned for those 2 minutes.
She's not family at that point. Back behind the net it goes. Yes, there are reasons we turn the microphones down in those moments. Back out it goes high. Into the right circle. Down it goes, top shelf, and a power play goal. It'll be Eccleston.
And Eccleston just tries to put it on net. All she tries to do is send it in, and it kicks off. It looks like it kind of kicked off the stick of Amelia Carroll and just lifted up over. It just lifted up. No, I'm sorry, not Megan Carroll. It lifted over Rebecca Taylor's stick. Right over the glove of Megan Gleason. Almost lobbed over into the net.
So the power play goal at 6:45, and it's now a 7-0 game. I guess what I'm thinking is I knew the Rams were good. I didn't see this coming. Down into the left corner goes Mia Carroll there for the Rams, playing it along the left side boards. Over there was Gianna Bruno. It'll push along now to the right wing boards. On comes Maddie Burns as well. Back behind the net, Mia Carroll one more time, bottom of the left circle. She spins around in that circle. Down toward the corner, once again, Carroll on there. Plays it along the boards and out of the zone. So a Ram will just peel back and grab it. Jenny Guider will do the honors and send it down into the zone. 7-0. 7:17 to go in the second period. Along the right wing, Guider comes along once again, pushes it down into the corner. Corralled there by Eccleston. She spins around. Now it's loose, put on net, but pushed away. And back out it coming with an official arm up and a whistle. And another trip on the way.
And it looks like it's going to be Maddie Burns going out for the trip. Or was it Maddie Burns? Looked like he had pointed at Maddie Burns.
No, I believe it's Laura Whalen, number 5, who's sitting it out for the trip. She got Catherine Granito in transition. And going back to that last goal for the Rams, Carroll and Bruno pick up assists.
We catch up on the score sheet. Time goes on the board. And that happens at 7:02. Second power play for the Rams. They're 1 for 1 so far. Into the left circle. Bounces away from Christina Marciano. Collected there at the top of the left circle. Down to grab it is Bella Marciano. Thrown back out into the slot. Taken there by Rebecca Taylor. And down it goes into the Ram zone. 27 gone on the advantage, 6:29 to go second period. It's a touchdown lead right now for the New Canaan Rams. Blasted right back down by Jenny Guider into the Ram zone. It'll go into that right corner where Eccleston will come on. She had the power play goal just a few minutes ago, if that, in fact, that happened at 6:45. Neutral zone traffic, down it comes to Gleason. She will cover.
Excellent work early on for Ridgefield on this penalty kill. They're able to get the puck out as New Canaan tries to send it back out, feed it back in deep. And, you know, as anybody knows, if you're going to kill a power play, that's how you do it. Keep it in the other team's zone.
Face off to the right side of Gleason. Goes behind the net and all the way down into the Ram zone. Under 1 to go on the advantage and under 6 to go in this second period. Almost snagged away by a Tiger looking to set it up out in front. Blasted and deflected. A big blast coming from the slot. Out to center it comes once again. Jenny Guider will send it down into the right corner of the Ram zone. It'll pinball around and go behind the net with 5.5 to go in the second period of a 7-0 New Canaan lead. Darien and the Fairfield Co-op Game 2, that's boys ice hockey, coming up scheduled for 7:40. But to be honest, it'll just be after this one.
Yes.
After they've had a chance to take care of the ice, do the mandatory 8-minute warm-up, and then they'll drop the puck all over again. And the same crew will be on the call. Across the line comes Carroll. Carroll right wing. Bounced away with 5 remaining on the power play. This not the most aggressive of Ram power plays as it has expired. Out of the box comes Sarah Gillis. It's turned right back over and loose. And sitting right on the doorstep was Sarah Murphy trying to make it an 8-point game. Down into the Ram zone it goes. Carroll will go back and grab it. Just stick handling behind her own net. She stops, surveys the damage, goes to her right along the left wing boards, and it bounces out of the zone. Down into the Ridgefield end now with Schneider. Erin Schneider goes behind the net. Off to the left point. Held in for a moment, and indeed held in. Bounced along the boards, and almost bounced right back to Gianna Bruno. The Tigers will take it away. But Bruno says, thank you, I will just push it across the line. She does. Kind of rolls right along parallel to the line and comes down through the hash marks near the right corner. Bruno again, make that Brooke Dean. Dean into the left circle, back out left point, through traffic, almost thrown on net because waiting right there was Bruno. Bruno stops at the hash marks, sends it through the slot where Granito was saying, I'll take 5, but not the case. So it'll come back down into the Tiger zone as we hit the 3:35 mark in the second period. And the Tigers look to clear, and they do. Out to center it goes. Gillis on for the Tigers. Across the line again into the Tiger zone. The Rams looking for more with McCarthy. One more time out of the zone. Rebecca Taylor through the neutral zone, but McCarthy says, nope, not your turn yet. So down she goes into the right corner. On to play it comes Pettit out of that right corner. Getting tangled up with Brooke Dean. Behind the net it goes. Here's Granito. Now at the left point, got away and turned back. So the Rams will take that. Eccleston plays it back to center. Now Granito turns around, and it's almost turned over, and indeed it is turned over. But the Tigers can't control it with Taylor. Now they finally do get it into the Ram territory, but there are plenty of Rams waiting to take it away. On the boards in the neutral zone, it'll get sent down into the Tiger end. 2:39 to go second period. Behind the net, Kate McNicholas. Out to the left point it goes. And out of the zone. So cross ice, it'll bounce off the boards. Now it's Schneider. Erin Schneider just spins and throws it down, and it'll ride the boards out of the left corner. Now into that right corner. Here's Mia Carroll, who sends it back. Along the boards it goes. And looking to get out of the zone, they do. Through the neutral zone, Mia Carroll, one of the captains for Rich Buellen, gets it down into the right circle where it was along the hash marks and pushed back. That was Teresa Marciano, who I mentioned earlier. Turned back now by Jenny Guider. Guider comes out of her own zone, has a mate to her right. That would have been Gretchen Peters, and it gets down in toward the left corner. Penalty coming here, and there it is with 1:46 to go in the second period in a 7-0 game.
It looks like Kate McMahon's going to go off for a trip, Rob. Could we be wrong on that?
It will be Mia Carroll for a hook down in the corner.
It looked like he made that signal for a trip.
I couldn't tell for sure what the signal was, so I waited. 13-14 time of this penalty.
Thanks, Rob. No better man than you.
I got your back. Shorthanded on net, and the save made off the blocker of Gleason. We kid because we care. Out of the right corner, behind the net, and it'll be fed back to center. Off the boards, Megan Hyatt awaits it. Hyatt just backhands it down the left side. Beyond the end line it goes. Granito comes on and rifles it off into the corner. It kind of bounces around, comes all the way down into the Tiger zone. So the reset, Erin Schneider bouncing it off the boards, plays it out to center with Rebecca Taylor. Taken once again by a Tiger. That's McNicholas, who plays it off the boards and chipped along down the left side with Hyatt. Hyatt into the left circle, under 1 to go, second period, 7-0. 1:07 remaining on this advantage. This will come down, and it'll go just beyond the line of Michaela Gleason. Stopping and looking things over is Schneider. Schneider had to get away from Hyatt. Hyatt couldn't find it there for a moment, so over comes Whalen, and it'll come once again into the Ridgefield zone. 45 to go on the power play, 31 remaining in the second period, a 7-0 New Canaan lead. Out to center it goes, waiting there, Whalen. You can hear everything through the microphone as it gets pushed aside by Sarah Street. Down to 17 to go in the period. Loose, thrown on net, a save made out in front. Hyatt was there. Save made by Street. Left corner, down to 8 to go. 20 remaining on the power play. Left corner, they scrum for it. Down there to play it for New Canaan is Bruno. Down to 1, and the period comes to an end. 13 seconds of carryover time and a 7-0 game, and looking like the Zamboni doors will remain shut. 2 in the books, 7-0 New Canaan on top of Ridgefield. We'll take a break and come back right after this. You're watching the FCIAC on the HAN Network.
Well, there's still a bite out on the water. Most anglers have decided to stow the gear for the winter. Just because Mother Nature isn't cooperating doesn't mean you can't see the latest models of all your favorite gear. With 2 convenient locations, it couldn't be easier to get your fix of summer. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
Hi, I'm Rob Adams with my good friend Donald Eng, and we're the home team for Nutmeg Sports, Monday through Wednesday at 2 o'clock right here on the HAN Network. We are the place for all things Connecticut sports, so come hang out with us on Nutmeg Sports. Don? They don't call him the best color man in the game for nothing. Nutmeg Sports, 2 o'clock, Monday through Wednesday right here on the HAN Network. 7-0 our score after 2, and indeed, as you can see through the shot, they are going to bring the Zamboni out after 2 periods of play, give the teams a break. Looked like they weren't going to initially, but indeed they are going to. So with that, Cato, Frank, myself, and the rest of the team here will take a break and let Kate Czaplinski be heard from. She's got your in-game news update right here on the HAN Network.
I'm Kate Czaplinski, and this is your in-game news update, bringing you some of the area's top stories on Monday, February 1st. Bridgeport Police's Violent Crime Reduction Task Force seized a cache of guns and drugs over the weekend. Police announced Monday afternoon that a raid of an Aldine Avenue home led to the arrest of 30-year-old Jack Kellhofer and the seizing of 21 guns that were locked in 2 safes. Kellhofer refused to open the safes for officers, so the fire department had to crack them open, according to police. Thousands of rounds of ammunition were also found, and police said they found a significant marijuana grow operation in the suspect's home. There were 85 plants and more than 500 grams of harvested marijuana. There was also a number of steroids, HGH, and Xanax, according to police. And in other news today, New Canaan police arrested 2 youths Friday evening, January 21st, in connection with a party on Indian Rock Road. Police had received a report from an anonymous complainant that an underage youth alcohol party was occurring on the property. According to police, officers who arrived at the scene shortly after 8 o'clock discovered a large group of young people in a barn on the property in the presence of a large amount of alcohol. 18-year-old Victoria Worcester of Indian Rock Road was charged with allowing a minor to possess alcohol, failure to halt possession of alcohol by a minor. A 17-year-old juvenile was charged with possession of marijuana and possession of drug paraphernalia. Both were released with dates to appear in court later. Police say the investigation of the youth party is ongoing and may lead to additional arrests or invitations to attend a new diversionary program, which is designed to give other young people who were present at the party a choice of either attending a substance abuse educational program with their parents or facing possible charges. But for updates on that story, check ncadvertiser.com. And in Darien, the Board of Selectmen will consider the donation of scoreboards for the 3 Little League baseball and softball fields at McGuane Park. The donation is being offered by the Darien Little League and the family of former Little League board member Suzanne Stisser. A former Tokenique school teacher, Stisser was the organization's first female board member. She died last month at the age of 63. According to the resolution provided for tonight's Board of Selectmen meeting, the scoreboards will replace the existing ones and will be the same size. The new scoreboards have been valued at over $15,000 and as such cannot be accepted by the Board of Selectmen alone. If approved by the board, the gift would be referred to the representative town meeting for acceptance. You can follow more on that story at DarienTimes.com. But that does it for your in-game news update. For the latest in local news, sports, and more, watch Coffee Break weekdays at 11. This HAN in-game news update was brought to you by the Darien Sports Shop.
Here at the Darien Sports Shop, we are very excited about our newly redesigned men's department. Gentlemen, if you're shopping for work, weekend, or wedding, we've got the latest styles and trends inside our spacious new department just for you. We have vast selections from Peter Millar, Vineyard Vines, Johnny O, Duckhead, Barber, and so much more. And you can even walk out of the store in the new Wolverine 1,000-mile men's boot. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
It was a great game, but it got messy at the end. With sports, I'm Rob Adams. Kate, back to you.
Thanks, Rob. Well, speaking of messy, here's a story about how Triple S cleaned up a big problem for the HAN network. Eric, let's roll that footage.
The HAN network travels all over Fairfield County in our HAN Cruiser, covering news, sports, and entertainment.
And when we do, we make sure that our HAN network branded floor mats are with us to keep the dust and dirt outside.
These mats get filthy, and there's only one company that can get rid of that kind of dirt.
Triple S, with locations all over Fairfield County. We're just now pulling into their Stamford facility. Rob, let's go see if Steve and Wanda can clean these mats up.
Wanda, Steve, literally thousands of feet have walked across our mats in the last 5 months in wind, rain, mud, more.
Is there any way you could make these mats look like new again?
No problem.
That's what we do here. Come on in.
For more than 50 years, Triple S has been Fairfield County's expert service for carpet, upholstery, and drapery cleaning. We provide the best in repairs and in-depth restoration, understanding fabrics and how to properly clean and restore them. Our staff will come to your home to clean your wall-to-wall carpet to perfection. We can also pick up your fine carpets and bring them to our facilities. With locations in Norwalk, Stamford, and Stratford, Triple S will get the job done fast, big or small. At Triple S, you can count on our people as well as our cleaning. Find us at triplesclean.com or 203-847-8000.
At Innovative Health and Rehabilitation, we provide an advanced level of care to resolve symptoms and minimize recurrence. Our experienced professional staff design and implement effective plans to return individuals to their prior level of function. We specialize in the treatment of orthopedic and sports injuries, pre-post surgical rehabilitation, performance enhancement, strength and conditioning, vestibular rehabilitation, balance and gait training. A convenient location and flexible scheduling is available to accommodate your needs. We look forward to providing you with a comprehensive level of care to meet your rehabilitation goals. We are also affiliated with 3 high schools, Norwalk, West Hill, and Stamford. Our certified athletic trainers cover the athletic events at the high schools to prevent, treat, and educate student athletes and injuries. Our certified athletic trainers also take part in the New Canaan Youth Football Program. Reach us at 650 West Avenue in Norwalk. Call us at 203-852-9903. Innovative Health and Rehabilitation.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
Second intermission, 13 seconds of carryover power play, 7-0. New Canaan on top with Frank Granito, Chris Kalin. I'm Rob Adams. I have to be honest, I didn't see this.
No, and the way New Canaan came out skating, it wasn't the hangover from the Darien game. It was more like the angry after the Darien game that they brought out on the ice. And I think they decided that we're going to put this game away early because we can. We're going to impose our will, which they have. And they're going to dominate Ridgefield, which they have. I mean, look at the shots on goal. Ridgefield has 10 shots total, 5 in each period. And believe it or not, Sarah Street has easily handled every single one of them. New Canaan has 17 shots on goal, 7 of them in the net. I mean, there's not much more that needs to be said. All New Canaan has to do in this third period is play keep away, kill the clock so they can get out of here relatively easily.
Well, the one thing that stood out from the drop of the puck tonight compared to that Darien game is that New Canaan is just a faster team than Ridgefield up and down the ice. Many of these goals that we've seen have come from transition turnovers, where a Ram player has taken it in transition and has gone through defensemen, around defensemen, or just past defensemen. There have been several occasions where Mia Carroll has literally split the defense going straight past them. And that's something that's very tough to account for in high school girls hockey. If you're Ridgefield right now, you've got 13 seconds left on this power play. Get it in the zone and try to sustain some kind of a forecheck. Get a couple shots on goal. Street has been good, but the problem in a game like this is a goalie staying focused. They might be able to pop one in quick and at least get a little momentum starting this period.
I can't agree with Frank more. If anything, I mean, you can't look at this as we can't get all 7 goals in one shot. You got to knock them down one at a time, and with 13 seconds of power play, you got to get something going.
Again, coming up a little bit later on, scheduled for 7:40, the Fairfield Mustangs co-op team will take on the Darien Blue Wave in boys hockey. That will come your way, as I said. Expected to be around 7:40. Shouldn't be any earlier than that for sure. And we still have 15 minutes to play here.
Absolutely. We're going to see how the tone of this period is going to be set early. It's whether or not Ridgefield can try to get that quick goal and try to, like Frank said, shift the momentum in their favor.
So the Rams coaching staff has returned to the bench, as has the Tigers. And all we need are some players. In the meantime, I spy some of the Darien Blue Wave players just kind of tossing a soccer ball around right outside of their door. Of course, we also need some officials, and they are about to return as well.
Here they come.
Everybody took a break for a few minutes. Really kind of a sparse crowd here for this game tonight, which is just, it's unfortunate, but is what it is. We'll see if that fills in for the boys' game, which in theory, when you look at it, should be a good game, and we'll get into that a little more so as we get closer to that game. But Fairfield coming into the boys' game at 9-1-1, Darien at 10-1, but the bottom line is both teams are 5-0 in FCIAC play. And they are, in reality, numbers 1 and 2 right now.
Yeah, Ridgefield really coming into this game, it's just the way you talked about it. And I mean, they had the record, and I honestly believe they could come out and they could give a challenge for New Canaan. I don't think anybody, like you said, Rob, I don't think anybody saw this coming. But I think this is just New Canaan recognizing the opportunities they had. You see a lot of the unassisted goals, as Frank was saying. It's those quick turnovers. And then once they see it and they see that opportunity, they're taking it. They're going right to the net with the puck and they're attacking. And that was something they had a hard time doing against Darien. And now you're seeing that. I think, a lot of that early on was the frustration of that game coming out. And now that they got out and they took control, and now they have control, and they really haven't really let up on Ridgefield as far as sitting back. They haven't tried to, they could have easily at times have put 10 on. We could be at 10 right now. And they've kind of just kept Ridgefield at bay just to kill the clock.
One of the interesting notes about this Ridgefield team is I'm looking at their schedule. As we mentioned, they're according to the unofficial CIAC rankings, which they do keep them, but they're not official, as I said, because the CIAC still does not recognize girls ice hockey as an official sport. How many times can I say official or unofficial in that sentence? Giggity. Giggity indeed. But Ridgefield at 6-6-1 on the season, and they have played all but 4 games at home.
That's amazing.
They are currently on now part of Game 2, in fact, of a 4-game road swing. They played Stanford West Hill Staples and lost 5-2 back on Saturday. They're here in Darien tonight. Wonderland of Ice for the Fairfield Co-op on Wednesday, and then to Greenwich at the Dorothy Hamill Rink on Saturday before they're home for Amity North Haven Cheshire. Third period is underway. 7 seconds remaining on the power play as Gleason falls down. You can hear lots of stuff coming through the microphone and a whistle stopping things with 16 seconds gone by in the third.
It looks like Rich Bullen is trying to have a conversation with Frank down along the ice.
Coach noticing the hook very early on there. It is going to be number 19. That's Jenny Guider going off for the Rams, and it was the choice of taking a penalty or allowing a breakaway opportunity to start the period.
So Guider for the Tigers goes off at 20 seconds gone by, and now a power play for the Rams as they look to convert quickly, and it's stopped by Gleason. So 2 minutes gone. The Rams 1 out of 2 on the power play tonight. There were no penalties in the first period, 3 in the second. Off the face-off with Gianna Bruno on for the Rams. In a 7-0 game, New Canaan on top. Cross ice it goes to Carroll. Fed back out to the left point from Granito. Here's Carroll. Down into the left circle. Bounces off the boards. That number 2 looking very sharp on the back of Catherine Granito. Wonder if she's a Derek Jeter fan. Certainly looks like a nice block style 2 there.
Oh, my God.
Just at the right point. These are the things you talk about in the 7-0 game. High slot Granito. Sends it left. Maybe she's a Brian Leach fan. Held in at the left point by Granito once again. I know who could probably answer some of these questions. Carroll through traffic, the wrister, and it's pushed aside off behind the net. 1:05 remaining on the power play. Out of the corner it goes. Granito once again. Fed to Carroll. Now to the right circle. Sharp angle. It'll go across into the left corner. Bruno down there in that corner. She plays keep away, sends it back to Granito in the high slot. Granito with 4 goals on the night, 5 points overall. Mia Carroll, left point, bounces it off the boards as she got it away from Rebecca Taylor. Fed across to the right boards, down to 37 to go on this power play, which has been very sharp. Back behind the net it goes. Back there to play it is Brooke Dean. Along to the left boards, Carroll bounces it off those boards, out of the left corner. It'll go behind the net again. Played there by Bruno. Down it goes on net and covered by Gleason.
Part of the reason the Rams power play is so successful is because you have a Mia Carroll anchoring it from the point. Mia might be one of the quickest playmakers in the state, just so smart with the decisions she makes and very quick in getting it off her stick, especially on the power plays. We saw her making crisp passes throughout the zone.
19 remaining on the power play. 13:04 remaining third period, 7-0, and finally cleared off the face-off win. Down into the Ram zone. Mia Carroll will come down and snag it away. She'll go off to the left corner, feed it back out to Granito, right at the blue line, down to 2-1 on the advantage. Across the line, Bruno with a slap shot that gets pushed off to the right circle now. New Canaan on top of Ridgefield, 7-0. 5-0 after 2 more in the second, and they're looking to just wrap this victory up. Across the line it goes into the Tiger zone, down to 12:25 to go in the third period. Speaking of the Tigers, we had the interview between Tim Murphy and Carl Charles on Nutmeg Sports today. A portion of it, you can see the whole interview at theridgefieldpress.com. Out of the right circle was Granito again, now to the right corner. It'll bounce away. Down it comes into the Ram zone. This will be an icing. 12:02 to go in the third period. Carl Charles, the athletic director, and he's become a good friend of all of us here at the HAN Network. He will retire at the end of the year, and our buddy Tim Murphy sat down with him for a good half-hour conversation, so make sure you check that out at theridgefieldpress.com, and we had a part of it on Nutmeg Sports today. Face off to the left side of Gleason with 12:02 remaining and a 7-0 lead for the Rams, I beg your pardon. Tried to do it right from around the net. Now it'll go behind and a whistle. They will stop things and take the face-off to the left side of Gleason. 11:55 remaining.
Ridgefield getting some much-needed rest.
Off the face-off, pushed down into the right corner. Aaron Schneider there, winds around the boards, left boards. Kept alive over there by McCarthy. And it'll come down into the Ram zone. Mia Carroll, she'll go cross ice. It got away from Bella Marciano, but she'll take it back, set things up behind her own net, send it off to the left wing boards where Carroll was waiting and out to center. Away goes Christina Marciano, but redirected by the Tigers. So they'll play the cross ice combination once again, and Carroll whistles it back out to center. Marciano, which one you say? Christina, that is, down into the right corner of the Tiger zone. 11:14 remaining, third period, 7-0. Held in at the right point, pushed alive by Carroll, and gets away and comes all the way down. That will be an icing with 11:03 to play.
And New Canaan pretty much just keeping the pressure on Ridgefield. Ridgefield's just unable to get anything going. I mean, we've played almost just about 4 minutes into this period. Ridgefield hasn't even attempted a shot on goal.
Face off now to the left of Michaela Gleason. Goes behind her net. Taken there by one of her mates. Looking to do it from top to bottom are the Ridgefield Tigers. That's the perspective here at the Darien Ice Rink. We've said it many times, but some of you might be getting a first look. New members of the audience, and if you are, A, what's taking you so long, but more importantly, we're happy to have you. Through the neutral zone it goes. And it's funny, every now and then I hear, funny stories, people I haven't met, people I have met. They'll say, oh, we caught some of this broadcast, that broadcast, and sometimes we forget just how many people we do talk to. I had a funny talk today, in fact, with Rich Buellin. I walked in, saw him right down below, and below our perspective, I walked in to do some connecting of our cables, and Coach Buellin said to me, hey, you helped me. I said, how's that? He said, well, I was watching the broadcast. It helped me just do some, kind of pull some things together from our game against Darien the other night. So always good to know. I had another coach say to me that he wasn't going to watch it, wasn't going to go to a basketball game. He was just going to scout off our broadcast. Love that. Chipped along, it comes down on net, now thrown again just wide. Got away under the glove of Sarah Street. 9:44 to go, third period, a 7-0 game. So it'll be taken back out by Mia Carroll. Carroll crosses the Ridgefield line. Gets sent back out to center. On comes Catherine Granito. Granito pushed away from the puck. And it'll be the Tigers taking it through the neutral zone. They'll send it down the right wing. It'll go behind the cage. That was Ellie Garlick who did that. Along to the left boards now with Rebecca Taylor, and out to center, pushed along, and here comes Granito. Granito into the right circle with the head of steam, and the save made by Gleason. Out to center it comes once again. So spinning around is McCarthy. She sends it down the left wing. Under 9 to go, third period, 7-0. Into the right corner it goes now, and played there by Aaron Schneider, the junior defenseman. Behind the net, as Dave Stewart apparently is hungry. To the left wing boards it goes and out to center. Through the neutral zone.
I was going to say you should give me your tomato you left out of your sandwich.
Would you stop? I am not a big tomato eater. Tomato sauce, yes. And that'll be a high stick infraction. 8.5 to go, third period. You're learning way too much about me. 7-0.
Dave is taunting you with the buffalo chicken pizza.
Buffalo chicken, look at that. From down below at the pizza place. Well done, Dave.
Dave will have problems with the ice later if he's working cameras ice side. Just breathing fire on the ice.
It is good buffalo chicken pizza. Off the face-off.
Just melts all the ice, and Kovac is doing a Yankee fisherman before you know it.
Christina Marciano, left circle. Tries the angle, goes behind the net with 8:20 to go. Sets it up out in front. Waiting there was Bella Marciano. Too many Marcianos. Not that I'm complaining. I'm just saying. A lot of them, and they all play very well.
Should make them one line.
They are one line. The three of them are one line. It is the Marciano line, as Dave has informed me.
It's the Rams version of the Hanson brothers.
Exactly. Behind the net it goes, into the left corner, played over there by Maddie Burns. It'll go behind the net, played by Mia Carroll. Carroll will start back from bottom to top, comes out of the zone, skating through the neutral zone, going coast to coast, right circle, and the save made by Gleason. Gleason has done an admirable job overall, considering how much she has had to face tonight. Now put back on net and trying to cover, and they do keep it alive. Now it squirts away toward the right corner. Well, we're seeing some excitement again, and it slowed down there for a bit with 7:25 to go. It's a 7-0 lead. No goals since 6:45 of the second period. Almost another goal there as it was put on net, and Christina Marciano was knocking on the doorstep. Right boards it goes, 7:10 to go, third period. Checked back out of the zone. Carroll couldn't control it. Now Carroll does send it down the right wing. A few Tigers go for a change. It'll go behind the cage with 7 to play. Back out to center. Knocked along by McCarthy. The Tigers trying to create some opportunities for themselves and break the shutout. It'll be taken back in their own zone. They will skate from top to bottom with 6:45 to go. Get across the line, heading down into the left circle at the hash marks. Comes down into the corner. Jenny Guider there for the Tigers, but taken away from her by Jess Eccleston in her own zone. Kept alive at the right point, though, and down into the corner. Here's McCarthy once again behind her own net. Bounces off the boards, plays to the left point, where Teresa Marciano was on, and the whistle stopping things with 6:24 to play.
We alluded to it earlier on how Ridgefield really hasn't had any pressure yet in this period. And it's a credit to the Rams defense. They've been smart and have been effective in keeping the puck in deep, and we've seen it from all three lines as the Rams have rolled the entire roster here throughout the third.
Face off to the right side of sophomore Sarah Street. Off the face-off, controlled by the Tigers, gets away and goes down into the right corner. Held in at the right point by Guider, who whistles it down into the left corner. So we'll play corner to corner. Along the boards, over there is Rebecca Taylor. Out into the high slot. Now the blast from Guider goes well wide into the left corner. 6 minutes to go, third period. Here's Carroll, just kind of plays keep away, and the puck loose, sent along into the circle. Along the boards, down into the corner once again. It'll go behind the net. Played there by Carroll for the Rams. Mia Carroll has been omnipresent tonight. She takes it there. Ponytail hanging down from behind the helmet, and out she goes from bottom to top. Works her way across the Ridgefield line, pushed away from her and down into the left corner. On comes Aaron Schneider for the Tigers with 5.5 to go. Right wing boards played over there. A Tiger and a Ram, and it's a Tiger coming away with it. Who's stronger, Tigers or Rams? I'll leave that to nature. Down into the Tiger zone once again. Any thoughts on that?
Move along.
Okay. Turned over. In the slot and able to push it aside is Gleason.
Right.
Down to 5:04 to go. There's a whistle.
We've got a penalty. Looks like it's going to be a hook. Canaan's going on a power play yet again.
So many penalties tonight. Although not, proportion not that crazy. This is just the 5th penalty of the night overall.
But
4 of them
belonging to Ridgefield.
Yes.
It'll be Matty Burns on a hook. The Rams will go back to the power play. 5 minutes to go.
So this comes at 9:57.
Frank, you think that Ridgefield's just going to try to just skate this power play out?
Do you mean New Canaan? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, New Canaan?
No. I think that the Rams will. I don't want to say you'll skate it out, but I think you'll see a lot of puck work. They'll try to make some passes, find the open player, and if you have a shot, this is a 2-3 matchup. If you have a shot right now and you're on the power play, you've got to take it.
Down into the left corner it goes. Held in at the left point. Big blast coming and on net. Saved. Now looking at a wide open net. It goes into the right circle. Taken back by the Rams. They look for more with Bruno. And it'll come all the way down, just rolling on its end and twisting down to Street. Street will leave it aside with 1:09 to go on the advantage. Carroll will start back, work it ahead to Granito. Granito is in the neutral zone, but taken away. Down to the side of the circle is Ellie Garlick. Garlick for the Tigers. She'll grab it at the end line. Now steps beyond that end line. Comes down behind the net, and another penalty coming here. And for hooking, the penalty box will be all Granito.
I'll be back at 1:53.
See you later. It'll be 4-on-4.
Do we need to turn Frank's mic off?
He'll turn his own mic off. This coming at 11:07. So they'll keep it all in the family down there. Second penalty against the Rams tonight. To his credit, and it's not easy to do, Frank has done a solid job, and I'm not saying it because he can hear us. He has done a solid job of, staying unbiased and just, he's done a good job with it. Into the right corner is Mia Carroll. Plays it back out to center as we're 4-on-4. Now down go the Rams looking for more. Dean puts it on net. And what a job by Gleason.
Oh, great save by Gleason there, but what a stretch pass by Carroll. Seeing Bruno up ice and able to get it going. She's been unbelievable facilitating the play tonight.
27 to go on the 4-on-4, then a minute 10 of power play time for the Tigers, 3.5 remaining in a 7-0 game. Off the face-off into the right corner with Erin Schneider in the Ram zone, in the Tiger zone, held in at the left point by Carroll. Carroll feeds across. Set gets it over to Eccleston, goes wide, behind the net it goes. Guider back there for the Tigers. Jenny Guider starts forward, brings it from top to bottom, gets it into the neutral zone, across the line, stick handling down. Nice playing by Kate McNicholas, but it is kept alive off to the left side of Sarah Street. Into the corner it goes, now turning back Carroll, and Mia Carroll just sends it all the way down and pushed aside by Michaela Gleason. Power play time down to 55 now for the Tigers as they touch it back out at center. They'll take it through the neutral zone, spin it around. Maddie Burns there for the Tigers. This will come back down into the Tigers zone. 40 seconds remaining on the power play, and with each second tick to the end of this one, 7-0. Ridgefield on top. New Canaan on top. They had a 5-0 lead after one. Puck goes behind the net. Carroll off to the left corner, bounces it off the boards, plays it forward, but held in at the left point and whistled down by Guider. Comes all the way around to McNicholas, the sophomore. A lot of youth on this team for Lauren Lebrano and the Tigers. In the left corner, held in left point, bounces down into the left corner. Comes down behind the net of Sarah Street. Carroll there, plays it along the boards, out of that left corner, down to 2-1, and the power play has expired as it rolls down all the way to Gleason. 1:49 remaining. Third period, 7-0. Back out at neutral zone ice. Sent forward by Bella Marciano into the Tiger zone. Now they'll play it in the neutral zone, bounce it off the boards, and it'll be taken by Bella Marciano once again. Just lifts it along in front of her bench. Turned over and taken back by the Tigers. Tigers down 7 with 1:25 to go. Into the corner it goes. They'll play it behind the net. Looking for the wraparound. It was loose and comes over to the right side of Street. That was Ellie Garlick trying to break the shutout. Now it's Rebecca Taylor, but it's the Rams taking it, sending it down the right wing, and the icing whistled with 1:08 remaining.
I think playing at this pace right now that New Canaan might be a better team than Darien, or at least is a much better team than we saw playing against Darien on Friday night.
You'd like to see this Ram team against Darien is
Yes.
basically what you're saying.
I think the way that New Canaan played in the first and second period, or the first half of this game, before they kind of took the foot off the pedal, they might be the best team in the state. They were skating with a speed we have not seen yet, and it's disappointing we didn't get it on Friday night.
Goes back behind the net. But again, we surmise there could at least be one or two more Darien-New Canaan showdowns as an offside is whistled here. You would certainly think right now, and again, a lot of hockey to be played, a tournament to be played, but you just get the sense that the FCIAC championship, and this is for us to talk about, not the teams, not that we're trying to anoint anybody into the championship game, but you just get the sense it's going to be Darien-New Canaan.
You feel as if all roads run through exit 37.
I agree. Down into the left corner it goes. That would be on the Merritt Parkway, by the way.
I know.
Not 95. I'm just, for folks who don't know, Cato.
I heard there's a turkey on the Merritt Parkway around exit 31.
Down it goes. Now into the slot. Fanning on the try was Megan Hyatt. Oh, she had a chance. They'll play some street here with 15 to go across the line. Send it back behind the net. Of course, all roads will lead to exit 9, and that's the Terry Connors rink on I-95 as we're down to 5. That's where the championship will be played. Down to 2 and 1, and this one is over.
And for the record, there's still some feathers in my grill.
Tom Turkey can deal with that conversation at another time. This one in the books, and the New Canaan Rams have picked up a 7-1 win, 7-0 win over the Ridgefield Tigers. A very convincing win for the Rams. They scored 5:16 in. Gianna Bruno got the first goal of the night from Catherine Granito, and it wasn't that you could turn out the lights right there, but it sure felt pretty firm that it was going to be a Ram kind of night, and they just ran away with it from there.
Absolutely, and believe it or not, this was actually a very busy period for New Canaan. They did have 12 shots on. They did manage 12 shots on goal. One of them was the long distance shot from here in a clear by Gianna Bruno. But I mean, for the most part, it was definitely New Canaan just keeping Ridgefield at bay, not allowing them to do anything that they wanted.
Frank is pondering a guest. He is looking for a guest, so I'm going to hang here long enough. He has got a guest. This is going to be a fun interview.
I think it's begrudged.
To the ice we go. It's an all Granito conversation. Frank, it's all yours.
And we're joined by Catherine Granito. Catherine, 5 points tonight, 4 goals. What did you guys do differently tonight to bounce back from the loss against Darien?
Darien definitely fueled us to step up our game. We weren't playing our best, and we knew that tonight was going to determine how the rest of the season was going to go. So we came out with a lot of fire in our belly and definitely played a stronger first shift.
Mia Carroll was all over the ice tonight on both ends. We saw her involved in the offense, involved in defense. What does she do that makes her such a special part of this team?
Mia is the key to our team. She holds us down on defense, and she's also really strong offensively. You'll see her skated a lot, and you'll watch people drop back for her. She just has that depth, and she's a really big key to our team.
You guys are in the home stretch of the season now. Do you think this team has enough to make a run at an FCIAC and state championship?
I think so. I think that this, again, determined how we were going to play the rest of our season out. And I think it's going to be all uphill from here if we keep playing the way we are and keep working as hard as we are.
Thank you. I'll see you at home.
You know,
that's a great way to end the interview.
We have been doing this a long time. I don't think I've ever had to see that kind of an interview.
Yeah, but it was funny.
No, it was a great interview.
What I was waiting for, and I give Frank a lot of credit because I was waiting to hear when Catherine got called for the hook in when she got to the penalty box. I was either waiting for Frank to go either dude or really, and then you hear Catherine, shut up.
7-0 the final score in this one. We'll take a quick timeout, then we'll come back and put a ribbon on it before we get ready for game number 2. The final score from the Darien Ice Rink and girls ice hockey: the New Canaan Rams 7, the Ridgefield Tigers 0. Back to wrap it right after this. You're watching the FCIAC on the HAN Network.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
For more than 50 years, Triple S has been Fairfield County's expert service for carpet, upholstery, and drapery cleaning. We provide the best in repairs and in-depth restoration, understanding fabrics and how to properly clean and restore them. Our staff will come to your home to clean your wall-to-wall carpet to perfection. We can also pick up your fine carpets and bring them to our facilities. With locations in Norwalk, Stamford, and Stratford, Triple S will get the job done fast, big or small. At Triple S, you can count on our people as well as our cleaning. Find us at triplesclean.com or 203-847-8000.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Back to Darien Ice Rink as we get ready to say a quick goodbye to you as we wrap up game number 1 of 2 this evening. And really, Chris Kalin, 29 shots by the New Canaan Rams, and they outshot the Tigers 12-0 in the third period, 29-10 overall.
Absolutely. I mean, what can you say about this game? I mean, New Canaan came out, ended it in the first period. At the end of the day, that's what it was. They came out, I mean, they put up a couple more goals in the second period, but it's like Frank said, they took full advantage of the turnovers. Ridgefield got a little sloppy with the puck, a little desperate trying to get the puck out of the zone. New Canaan was there to collect it and just took full advantage. A lot of non-assisted goals. And you've got it on there. I think you had 4 of them?
4 of the 7 were assisted. The other 3 were not.
And it was a game where New Canaan was definitely the more talented team, but they put their speed really on display tonight, which we didn't see the other night against Darien. They sat back and allowed Darien to dictate the pace. And when they play a game like this, it's when they're at their best. And I don't know that they're 7 goals better than Ridgefield, but I don't think the Tigers were ready for it, having seen what the Rams displayed on Friday night.
Gentlemen, we will talk to you in just a couple of minutes. As the Zamboni finishes its work, we'll have the boys' game in a short amount of time. With all that said, that will do it for game number 1 of this doubleheader on this Monday night. The final score in girls ice hockey, the Canaan Rams 7, the Ridgefield Tigers 0. Goals for Bruno, Granito, McMahon, Granito, and Eccleston, and 22 saves for Michaela Gleason. Sarah Street made 10 for the victory. We will talk to you in just a few minutes as we get ready for the Fairfield Mustangs Co-op taking on the Darien Blue Wave in boys ice hockey right here on the HAN Network. For our entire crew, Marty Herson, Dave Stewart, Eric Gendron, Frank Granito, AJ Simonowski directing, Chris Kalin alongside of me. I'm Rob Adams. Join us again in just a couple of minutes. Refresh your browsers, and away we go for game number 2, the boys, Darien and Fairfield. But for now, so long from the Darien Ice Rink.
The preceding has been a presentation of the HAN Network, the leader for local news, sports, and entertainment in Fairfield and Westchester counties.